Hey everyone, I canceled my show due to it being the day after election day and other stuff and other reasons for that. But we need to talk about New York City right now, okay? We need to talk about New York City. Even this one, just in case we need to switch to it. But what's going on in New York City right now is concerning, okay? Zoran Mamdani, which is a stinking far left extremist and he's a socialist. I honestly feel like the Democrat Party is going socialist. Okay, so if you're a part of the Democratic Party right now, you better evaluate who you vote for when it comes to Democrats, because honestly, I genuinely feel like the Democratic Party is going socialist. And I genuinely, Zoran, okay, here's the thing. The Democrats caused the issue. Okay? The Democrats caused the exact issue that they're trying to say that they're the solution of. Okay? The common tactic the Democrats are using is a tactic, I forget the name of it, but it's a tactic basically where you destroy something on purpose and then you come to try to be and try to claim to be the solution of that. That's what the Democrats did in 2021. What Joe Biden did was he opened the border, let all these criminals in, and what mass migration did is it jacked up the prices on everything, which actually was a big factor in inflation. The markets had no way to catch up with what the Democrats were doing with the spending, with the mass printing to fund this stuff. And what we're seeing now, 3 years later, roughly 3 or almost 4 years later, is what Joe Biden did in 2021 leading into 2022. That's what has happened. Okay? And as the old mayor of New York City packs his bags and packs his stuff, and when Zoran Mamdani comes in, for the next 4 years or 2 years, I don't know how long the mayor. I'm not really. Someone down there probably knows more than me when it comes to mayoral stuff and local government stuff. But when you come to understand the fact that Zoran Mamdani, with all of his free stuff, he's going to cause New York City to collapse. Okay? Nothing is truly free. The funding for it has to come from somewhere. The money has to come from somewhere. And what people call free, it's taxly funded. So what Zoran Mamdani is going to do is free buses, free state-run grocery stores, and I think it's city or state. I don't know. It's city-ran grocery stores, and he basically wants it to be a socialist nightmare. Okay, and those that live in New York City are going to be leaving New York City. Okay. Eventually, the only ones that are going to be there are the brainwashed idiots and the people who can't leave. So many people are going to be doing this. I can't believe people still defend communism. People still defend socialism when we literally fought an entire war to keep communism out. called the Cold War. Man, we may not actually fought it, but we still have had hot wars come out of the Cold Wars. And the Russia-Ukraine war was actually caused by the Cold War. So the stuff that came from the Cold War are still here. Russia used to be the tech giant. Now America is the leader in tech. China used to be a world power. Now they're just a socialist utopia. Nightmareopia or whatever you want to call it. Because if China was so good, why do so many people leave it? It's almost like they're contradicting themselves. China isn't even ahead of us. And in fact, China is trying to scramble to find a way to get their economy back on track. Come on, our economy has its problems, yes, but we're addressing those problems. Trump is addressing inflation as we speak. It's gotten better. It's gotten down. The prices have gone down. It has. And I've gone to stores. I actually pay for things. I go into stores and pay for things out of my own wallet. I see the price difference. Okay? And unless if you live in California, prices are not down. Unless if Gavin Newsom is your governor, which that's why California needs to vote Republican in the next election, or the election that they just had. In midterms, vote Republican. Stop letting the news tell you the story. Find things yourself. Turn off the darn TV. As you can see, my TV's off. Because I don't need to watch the darn news. I don't need the news to tell me what to believe. I can find things myself. Do my own research. Do your own research. It's about time. It's about time that we wake up as a country. Okay? It's about time that we wake up as a country and that we come to understand the fact that we can't keep putting our trust into the government, okay? This is why we had a generation that went completely to the right because they were done trusting in government. This generation has seen what trusting in the government has done. Something I tell Democrats all the time is you're seriously brainwashed. You're seriously brainwashed. Blaming Trump 100% of the time while taking no responsibility for what you have over your own wallet. If you are complaining that you have no money, then maybe you need to budget your money better. That's a personal problem, not Trump's. Don't blame the man in the White House over your own life. I got tired of the victim mentality. If you have nothing because that you did nothing. You did nothing to gain anything. You can't just sit around and act like a victim all day and just expect everything to go your way. That's not how life works. That's not how capitalism works. You don't hate capitalism. You hate the fact that in capitalism, you don't get catered to by the government and you actually have to go get a job. You don't like socialism. You just want the fact that you want someone else's paycheck. You just want everything distributed so nobody can get rich. You can never win trying to debate someone to not be socialist. Because they rather have the whole country suffer than they take responsibility for their own actions. I have never met a Democrat that wants to take responsibility for their own actions. They want to blame the man in the White House all the time. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault, but never acknowledge when they might be at fault. With Democrats, it's constantly. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's a man in the White House's fault. Not my own problem. I'm the type of person, whether you think it's heartless or not, if you come up to me and say I can't afford to eat, I'm going to tell you to one, go get a job, or two, stop complaining because you have control over your own situation more than you think you do. Okay? And yes, there are some people that genuinely go through things and they may need to use government benefits to help get them through the next month or with food or so. But what is not excusable is you sit there for months on end, if not maybe years on end, just sitting there using government benefits so you can keep on leeching off of people who do work for people that do have to have taxes, that do pay taxes. We're seeing this right now, where they want to tax the rich so they can give it to people who don't want to work. The rich are rich because they work their butt off. Rich people exist because they work their butt off. It doesn't mean that we should take all their money and redistribute it to the people that don't want to work or that feel like they shouldn't work. You're often poor because of your own life choices. Stop blaming Trump for everything when you don't even want to do anything yourself. If you have done nothing, if you have nothing, it's because you've done nothing. Stop acting like a victim. It's pathetic. Nobody cares. No one cares. Genuinely. One more thing. Stop with the I'm oppressed bullcrap. If you have time to complain about it online, you're not oppressed. You just want to act like a victim all day. You know, LGBTQ, gays, lesbians, they're not oppressed. What they are victims. They want to sit there and whine like a baby and try to lie online, try to complain like a stinking fool online. I don't want to hear it. I told LGBTQ idiots to shut up online because I get tired of it. I get tired of the fake oppression garbage. You're not oppressed, so shut up. Nobody cares about your life choices. Nobody cares about what you do in private. But if you want to try to force it on to other people, then that's where we have a problem. Nobody has a problem with you being LGBTQ+, but don't force the rainbow flag onto other people. Because no one has to agree with you. And someone disagreeing with you is not you being oppressed. That's just you acting like a victim. I won't hesitate to tell people to shut up because you're not oppressed. If you have time to complain about it, you're not oppressed. You're just depressed trying to act like a victim because of your own life choices. If you feel like you're being oppressed, then you must be treating people badly because nobody would waste their time trying to do things like that because of your beliefs, okay? If you're LGBTQ, what? Great. If you're LGBTQIA+, great. But don't force it on other people. Nobody has to support your delusion of being a gender you're not. If your gender is not scientifically proven, then you're not that gender. I thought Democrats were the ones to say, "Oh no, well we believe in science," but you all of a sudden disagree with science when it comes to abortion and your stupid gender garbage. Okay? Gender affirming care is not a surgery. It's not a required surgery, it's a cosmetic. Okay? And if you want to do that, then you have to pay full price for the surgery because it is not a necessity. Okay? There are way much more higher important procedures like heart surgeons and open heart surgery, things like that keep people alive. Part of the reason why people live longer now than they did 100 years ago is the advancements in technology, advancements in modern medicine, things like that. The reason why people live longer. People live longer now than they did 100 years ago. Okay, I'm going to sign off here because I've said what I needed to say in this video. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, guys. Turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post. So, goodbye.